Hidden pylon, hidden pylon, hidden pylon! Yes! Yes, that's the downside of not building a wall, sucker.
You know, I forgot what I was going to say. It's like, you know, is he going to proxy? Oh, no, I mean, no, we haven't seen the main base yet. He still gets his way in, and he's keeping the probe here. So this is more than just a hidden pylon to warp in a couple of depths or something. Is this a gate? It's an in...
Yeah!
SOS!
Yeah, do it!
Say S. No, this is...
I love it!
Hero SOS. I am Katowice 2014. Right back at you.
Dude, I love this because I actually don't know if a non-in-base 3-gate would have been enough. I know that sounds a bit absurd because it would be totally unscouted. It would still be against someone who didn't have a wall to work off of by at least a little bit amount of time, but I'm not sure just because this is a build that's not really supposed to work, all right? As soon as Jaedong defended like the 4-gate on 3 hatch before pool, it was like, oh, I guess this doesn't work anymore. This like early gateway shit is not going to work. But if you are just the most courageous with its placement, then this should be a default victory.
Astrea has no idea. He thought about scouting for... He hasn't looked at all. Zealots are getting chronoed out here. Cyber's going to be done soon. And by the way, Zombie Grub, not only is this no scout of the main base, Astrea, this is like the latest scouting probe. It's the Cyber Scout. Yeah. I mean, this is just...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... This is going to be fun. I guess Astrea is building to adepts, and that's good against Zealots.
Well, yeah, I mean, they projectiles and Zealots aren't. But the trick is, though, do the adepts kill them fast enough? And the answer is usually no. One Zealot does get surrounded. What kind of surrounded? I bet he's helping him out. Basically, there's no perfect surround, there's no perfect scenario. 8 probes have already fallen. Now, you do have to do a lot of damage with this because all of your production is on the offensive. Was 9 probes enough? I don't think so. Maybe make it 12, and then I'm starting to wonder.
I mean...
And I think you do eventually get 12 because Trigger's getting his own adepts, which at the very least could just sack themselves onto the probes.
Honestly, I'm really surprised we're seeing adepts here, not stalkers. Yes, adepts kill workers. Absolutely, they cut through shield battery. But stalkers are just better fighting units, and they can cut. I guess the main base is small, so it's a little hard. Zombie Grab. Oh, no!
Oh,
You said this was an auto win. You told me that there's no way that Astrea wins this because he was scouted.
I said this gotta be, question mark.
I have a story to tell you about how Trigger wins this game. Okay? Bear with me. There's a robo-fall up here. There's a gateway on the high ground. You can send your Warp Prism on the other side of the map to repower the gateways. Get your 4-stalker warp in and make it happen.
Yeah, 100%. And if Astrea doesn't predict this, he's not the NA Terran Protoss I thought he was.
I mean, he's taking a gold base, so he is the NA Terran you thought he was, but maybe in a different way. We can't let Astrea know. This is going to happen. It's going to happen.
He just used recall on the probes. There's nothing back on his base. This is so stupid.
But it's actually not powering all 3 gateways, which is a little bit awkward, and he warps in a depth, not stalker, so the Warp Prism's going to die. No! It's still up. I love it so much, but it's still not going to get anything done.
They misfired on the Nexus, and then they shaded out doing any probe damage.
What is... Zombie Girl, please, explain to me how this game works.
Oh...
Are we still watching StarCraft? Is this still the game where it's like...
I need that meme, man. Finally, some good PvP.
I do really like the Phoenix response coming out of Astrea, though. Like, understanding that this is going to have to be weird for Trigger to have a shot. Build the Phoenix, lift up everything.
Yeah.
And by the way, even as this happened, the 3rd gateway wasn't powered. He only powered 2 of them. How... I don't know how that 3rd gateway honestly wasn't in the power zone, but now there are immortals here. There are stalkers. Round 3 from Trigger. It's a powerful army. Phoenix.
I think that Astrea might have been thinking about the gateways. I think the Phoenix were, as you said, just a beautiful move because they also would have helped against the Immortal play. So he knew it was a robo. So whether the Warp Prism came, first or with this push, whatever, the Phoenix were going to be very helpful. So I have zero hope in Trigger's victory, but God, what a PvP.
I love this so much. This is what we've been missing. We Cats and I have been talking about, you have like players that experiment versus players that just optimize. And we have honestly been lacking. Astrea, that doesn't power those gateways. That pylon is for you, not your opponent. You don't. This is not Terran. These are not add-ons. You don't steal your opponent's gateways. we're seeing creative play. Like, I love this. It's not going to work, but I love the attempt.
It shouldn't work. It shouldn't, but I feel like it might just because, you know, PvP, NA. It shouldn't work. Astrea is so confident that it's not going to work, even goes without a shield battery, goes offensive. 100% didn't work.
You know, we're in the upper bracket, Zombie Grub. You have room to experiment, but didn't work. Really, you're up 2-1. You have a series to give and a game to give. Might as well throw something crazy. But of all the proxies, a proxy gateway this far away?
Yeah, what? He's gonna see like none at the wall, and he's gonna be like, oh yeah, and he's gonna see none at the mineral, and be like, what? No! He trigger on his entire base, and then he's gonna be super confused. He's not gonna be there. He's gonna check his natural, and there's not gonna be anything there either. And he's gonna just be so busy defending nothing that Astrea will like get an expansion or something.
I mean, Trigger's got 2 gateways on the way. Astrea's only got 1. This is a single gate expand.
Okay, yeah, exactly. If the 2 gateways are so busy looking for things at home, then they'll never look for anything outside.
If I don't know what I'm doing, my opponent can't know what I'm doing either. I mean, what is that? He's rallying a zealot across. I guess there's a timing when you're not building anything out of the gateway yet because you want double stalker, double adept or something, and he's treating this like Reapers and leading with the probe, but you just. I mean, there's, probe. No, he's not going to be able to wall the high ground. So the zealot gets in. In fact, he's going to block this out. But yeah,
it's 1 zealot.
It doesn't do anything.
I wonder if Astrea was hoping that he would pylon wall in like over defense, over defensive maneuver, and then like the lay his nexus.
I mean, Astrea Trigger's messing this up. He's going to lose 4 probes. This is as many probes as the 3 zealots got.
Probe was so clutch right there. That probe killed 2 probes.
Zombie Grub.
Bruh.
This was more effective than the 3 gate in base proxy.
It was. I can't believe this. I can't even right now. Astrea, he's got 1 sentry and a stalker to defend his home, but Trigger's only leading with 2 stalkers and then 2 adepts, which, you know, they're not necessarily the biggest fighting force. And there's a wall now, by the way, so that's not an issue.
ZG, I won off Mr. Angel's wild ride. Like, not okay. I'm not doing okay right now. And I mean, 2 stalkers, 2 adepts, a Stargate follow-up. It can do things. But I worry about Trigger's mental here at this point. You go 3 gate in base, doesn't get scouted, you get less damage done than a single probe and a single zealot, and now you're trying to find something on the other side. Like, at this point, it's the mental damage that matters, not even the in-game damage.
Right? I mean, clearly Trigger's figured things out by now, seeing the 1 unit reinforcement every single time. But the problem is that he's been tripped up so much and didn't, you know, pre-plan a super aggressive build that once again, this kind of, not middle of the road approach, I mean, it just was so weird. Not set him up very well, although he does get a sentry, now we'll get a couple of probes. This is the best thing so far for Trigger.
Well,
will he get a couple of probes? There you go.
He syncs up the shots properly, and now he's... Oh, no. Well, attack commanded on the probe that's far away. Zombie Grub, by the way, you know, we talk about 1-1-1s with Terrans all the time. Did you know that Protoss also has a 1-1-1 opening? Single gateway, single robo, single Stargate.
It's good stuff. What is the warp prism for?
So you can warp in no units at a time because your actually gateway isn't powered.
No, he's gonna build an immortal and then use his immortal warp prism Phoenix to fly around.
I mean, he is gonna deny the Oracle, so there's that.
Well, that was a given.
Yeah,
that was. But the warp prism. What is it for?
What a series to end our day on, right? We have some good macro games, and Trigger wins 1, Astrea wins 1, and now we're just totally off the rails. This is true 5 a.m. StarCraft, like that we're getting subjected to here. This is, I don't know what these players are on, Zombie Grub, but I think I want some.
I really don't. I think Trigger is in the better position, though. Not because he's winning the Phoenix War, because Astrea's not really playing a Phoenix War, but because Astrea is going to go back into a gateway attack. But a gateway attack into a 2-base, I assume eventually Robo. Yeah, okay, there it comes out now. I mean, well, no, okay, yeah, Trigger does win this battle. That's gonna be so many Phoenix. Sorry to finish my point. It's gonna be so many Phoenix.
Yeah, and
they're
now
gonna lift up so many units.
Yeah, he's got a Robo on the way as well, right? So it's gonna be Phoenix Immortal. I'm not gonna have a ton of Immortals though, is the problem. And Astrea's getting ready to hit pretty quickly. He's got the Gateway repowered Zombie Grub. It's really important, but more importantly, he's adding, what is that, 5? He's going up to 6 gateways.
Oh my god. And he's proxy pyloning in the front of his opponent's base.
Which is scouted, but hey, you know what Phoenix can't do, Zombie Grub? They can't kill buildings. There's no blink, so actually you're going to be totally fine here. The Stalkers can't do much damage. And look at what Trigger's so smart. He's keeping his Stalkers on top of the stasis trap. I think Astrea thought earlier, but he is making it so any sort of jump is going to be hard. But you talked about shield batteries, Zombie Grub. A gateway on the front line. Shield batteries on the front line here.
Yes.
You may not like it, but this is what peak PvP looks like.
Yes. Stasis trap does get demolished. We got ourselves good old-fashioned North America PvP. Astrea's Phoenix not even doing anything. They don't even need to do anything. They may come into the future. I don't know. Supply block for Trigger, by the way. Both of them supply blocked at 94. Posted to Reddit. Terran got called out. Now Protoss can.
I mean, I think this game is proving that Widow Mines are in fact imba and need to be nerfed. That's how that works if we talk about Reddit. But at this point right now, with the shield batteries that we talked about, Phoenix, there are so many of them. They're going to get good lifts. There are so many shield batteries that I actually think they do negative damage. I think you lift them up, they try to do damage, the Stalker's going to heal for more.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is very different if Astrea literally just tries to win the game. Mm-hmm. You know, just is like, oh, I can win right here, and then tries to overpower someone with the Pharon's advantage and that many Phoenix. But Astrea just literally containing his opponent and expanding next to the contain. What are you gonna do about it? He is literally the sibling waving his hands in front of your face. And even as you try to get a couple of smacks in with the, I guess, the probes going down here, it's like, is that enough? Does that make up for everything?
Trigger's army supply is in a pretty solid spot. He went Void Raised Immortals and Shield Battery Overcharge, and honestly, he's taking a pretty solid fight. Guardian Shield, though, is making a big difference right now, and the walls are going to go down. Immortals taking damage here. Phoenix on the backside, they're going to knock down an Observer Zombie Grub. It's not like that matters, but they kill something, finally. And now with the lifts on half the army, some of the Stalkers are just going to start to go down. In fact, Shield Battery is starting to run out of energy for the most part, but I think we can overcharge some of these, as now the Phoenix are starting to fall down. Immortals are still firing, though, but here come the Phoenix of Astrea, and they're not going to do anything. I lied. He breaks out, kind of.
The overcharge, is it available? Can it reach? Apparently not. Sentries get warped in. They push away the Stalkers from the continued attack. And, I mean, technically this still exists. He's so confident he can keep this hold. He recalls his probes.
I don't know. You know, Zombie Grub, honestly, I don't know that I'd be that confident. This army out of Trigger is starting to become pretty scary with the Stalkers and the Immortals. He doesn't have Blink, though. That's a big deal. Void Ray has to find his way back just a little bit, but with... I can't even call it Defender's Advantage. Trigger is starting to punch. I think he's starting to punch through here.
What is happening? Yeah, I think he is. The shield batter's out of juice. The no overcharge is actually a big factor. I think this one fine will get an overcharge. The Void Ray is going to get destroyed. Immortal is vulnerable now. That's away from its own shield batteries. Trigger still has to be careful about this, especially with the force field willing to pop that forward. Oh, Trigger. If he can't break it, he can't break it, though. It's like, this is not him engaging on his opponent's side of the map and then retreating to some third base that he had gotten. He needs to actually break out of this and stop Astrea from mining on a third base that is his own damn base. He had it first.
I mean, he's got a really nice concave right now getting set up. Stuff is getting lifted. No overcharge, no shield batteries anymore. But these force fields from Astrea on the left side. The Immortal's not able to fight now. Well, here we go. Army supply is starting to equalize a little bit more. Zealots, well, they're just going to soak shots for now. Immortal will fall. Phoenix can't do anything to keep it alive. And somehow, I think Astrea's going to hold the position. There's still an Immortal. And these slow Zealots are doing actually a ton. And now, shield batteries on the Nexus. They're going to have a full 100 energy. They're going to have that overcharge eventually. At least Blink is done for Trigger. And actually, that's the key thing to point out here. There was no Blink for Astrea. He hasn't even started it. These Stalkers will technically trade better over time.
Sure?
I think.
If they ever get an opportunity to really shine, though. I don't know if they ever will. Astrea dominating the worker count, of course. Actually has a third Nexus to mine from. Also an advantage in the Stalker count. You're right, no Blink, no two Immortals. It's that Trigger is, I think, at this point, is at a losing game. He was so close to breaking through, so freaking close, and unable to do so. It just gets worse. It gets so astronomically worse as soon as you can't quite break through, and then you're just tired. Then it's over. Adrenaline's down. You're just fatigued. And Trigger is going to lose this game unless the Dark Shrine can say something.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to break through, and at that point, it's like, well, I've killed my opponent's Nexus. I'm going to get all these probes. I'm going to cut down on at least 2 gateways on the map worth of production. Like, okay, now we're gaming. But because he was not able to find his way through, and now, even though Trigger's got better Stalkers, technically, the concave from Astrea is so nice. All right, so Observer here for Astrea. He lost one, so he had to rebuild. Observer here on the front lines. Oh, Astrea's got stars. I don't even know what he saw, but he's got a second Observer on the map, so you don't have that immediate snipe into dead Robo. And pylons are not the target here, Trigger. You got to do game-defining damage, game-ending damage, and 3-4 probes. There's already an Observer here, so it's something. It's not enough. It's not nearly enough.
I liked my plan though. I mean, the second Observer kind of threw a wrench into that plan, but Trigger tried and it did not work. And now it is assuredly Astrea's game to win, whose brain is truly gigantic.
Okay, here's one thing he's gonna. Oh, he gets it. That's what he was going for. And now he's only 1 DT though. He's only 2 DTs. It's a smart move, and
just recall the Observer.
Yeah, but if you do it again, Zombie Grub.
I'm gonna do it again. The Robo's still up though, so it's not the game end. The third Observer's on the way. That's gonna be it. Astrea with the big.